There is a class war being fought on the streets of Britain today. And just as in the general strike of the 1920s, where violence erupted onto Britain's streets, a similar situation is taking place today. Once again, the war is between the poor, working class people of Britain, who are suffering in so many ways because of the policies and the decisions made by the middle classes and by Britain's ruling elite. In the 1920s, the ruling elite were the aristocracy, the hereditary peers and the gentry. Today, our ruling elite are the privileged political classes. Politicians from the Labour Party, the Conservatives and Liberal Democrats, who, like others before them, see the working class people of Britain as the lowest of the low. The people whose living standards, culture and quality of life mean nothing and can be manipulated, controlled and crushed in order to benefit the lives of the privileged political and middle classes of Britain. The consequences of the ruling elite and the middle classes' policies of mass Muslim immigration into the UK can be seen in working class areas of towns and cities across the country. The Muslim terrorist plots, paedophile gangs, homophobic attacks, Muslim patrols, Sharia law courts, attacks against women, and the mosques, hate preachers and Muslim no-go zones can all be found in working class areas of Britain, but never in the quiet, leafy suburbs where the middle classes live. The effects of all the problems that the middle classes have caused are never felt by the middle classes, but they are destroying the lives of the working class people of Britain. The champagne socialists of the Labour Party and the liberal left have shown complete and utter disregard for the working class people in this country, and a political party that was formed to represent the working class is now completely and utterly deaf to their concerns. And worse still, they actually attack them when they speak out about what is happening. Not only are the instruments of the state, the police and the courts being used to crush and silence anyone from protesting about what is happening to the lives of the working class, but the unofficial representatives of the middle classes are also used to intimidate and stop anyone from speaking out. Groups such as the UAF, which is mostly made up of middle-class people from middle-class areas with little or no Muslim population, are none of the problems that the working class people see on a daily basis. People who never go to working class areas, people who have never tried to walk through a Muslim no-go zone and have never experienced any of the problems that their ideas and policies have created. They do not feel like strangers in their own country. They do not feel threatened, alienated and live in fear. Their daughters have not been raped by Muslim paedophile gangs. Their children are not afraid to walk down certain streets in our towns and our cities. They have not seen their culture and their way of life gradually disappear to be replaced by something that is totally alien and aggressive towards them. But the working class people of this country have seen all these things. The ranks of the UAF are also swelled by people who have made a good living from the ruling elite and the middle classes' policies. The social workers, the community cohesion officers, local councillors, MPs, the interfaith leaders, but never by the working class people whose lives have been turned upside down. Groups such as the UAF, which is backed and funded by politicians from all three main parties, are used to try and silence the working class people and to put fear into and intimidate anyone who tries to speak out about the injustices they see. The English Defence League is made up of working class people from working class areas. It is made up of the people who have suffered at first hand the effects of our political elite and the middle class's decisions, and have to suffer the consequences of them again and again on a daily basis. And yet the English Defence League are slandered and attacked by the media, lied about, abused and victimized, just as the working class men and women of the general strike were when they tried to speak out about what was happening to them. They're pelted with bottles and bricks, spat at and attacked for simply telling the truth about what is happening to their lives, their children's lives, their culture and their communities. The working class people of Britain really have bore the brunt and suffered the most from Muslim extremism, because the political elite have housed those extremists on working class streets and in working class communities, and they expect the people there to simply shut up and suffer the violence, persecution, intimidation and fear, while the middle classes stay as far away from all this as possible. But all the while they try and silence anyone who speaks out. But the English Defence League will not be silenced. We will not simply go away. You can attack us, lie about us and imprison us, but we are never going to be silent. Our way of life is more important to us than your greed. Our way of life, the way of life of our fathers and our grandfathers, is not yours to manipulate, change and destroy. We will always speak the truth about what we see happening around us and the suffering it is causing. The English Defence League are never going to go away. We are only going to get stronger and stronger, because unlike you, our lives and the lives of our children depend on this. And no matter what you do, we are never going to surrender to you, to Islam, or to anybody else. O ye who believe, do not take the Jews and Christians for friends. They are friends of each other. Muslims that make friends with disbelievers will face a doom prepared for them by Allah. O ye who believe, fight the infidels that are near to you, and let them find in you hardness. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve. Therefore strike off their heads and strike off every fingertip of them, and fight with the infidels until there are no more. These verses from the Quran are being taught to Muslim children and are being read and preached to Muslims in every mosque in this country. And what are Britain's politicians doing about this? Nothing. Our politicians would have you believe that these verses from the Quran have nothing to do with Muslim terrorism. If we don't stop this, no one will.